I want to welcome everyone to this celebration of accomplishment. I am Dr. Randy Rhine, the 11th President of Chadron State College. Today we gather for one of the oldest secular ceremonies in Western society, the conferring of academic degrees as a symbol of intellectual attainment. The robes we wear link today's ceremony with its medieval past and remind us of the importance of higher education. Today we are conducting a combined graduate and undergraduate commencement due to our format change. As you have all experienced in recent days, the response to reduce the impact and reach of the COVID-19 virus in our country has changed our short-term plans, including commencement. I am so grateful to all our staff and faculty at Chadron State College who were not deterred by the events swirling around them and stepped up to ensure that our students would be able to enjoy this moment today, even though commencement is occurring in a virtual modality. When circumstances allow, we will make plans to join together in person to celebrate this event in our traditional fashion. I am pleased you could join us to celebrate our graduating class and to recognize the perseverance, hard work, and achievement of Chadron State College students. Please feel free to download this presentation and store it for future use. We will begin this event with a message from Dr. Paul Turman, Chancellor of the Nebraska State College System.
Good morning. I am grateful that in spite of the fact that current circumstances prevent me from being with you in person, I have the honor to convey my sincere congratulations to each of you on reaching this important milestone. Let me begin by commending all of Chadron State's graduates for the countless hours you put forward toward completing your degree. This past semester in particular has presented significant hardships for many of you. I would encourage you, as you look back on today, to focus on how all of you in this Chadron State community, through your dedication and commitment, came together and rose to the challenge. As you move forward, you can begin to be confident the same tenacity which enables you to successfully respond to recent difficulties will drive your success in the face of future challenges. One of my closest colleagues often reflected on what it means to be a true leader rather than simply managing and guiding others. He noted that people often are tasked to guide and manage the collective efforts of their constituents. However, a true leader often emerges during times of adversity. During those times, people look to those individuals to present a vision for moving forward that ensures that communities not only challenge, but grow and become stronger and more cohesive. You are now equipped, I think, with the tools necessary to be that type of leader. Through your coursework here at Chadron State, you have acquired not only the content knowledge, but also the more intangible skills instrumental to provide that vision. Just as leaders that have gone before you, you too will cement your place in the fabric of your community through innovation and creativity. I encourage you to continue to be a lifelong learner, to always strive for excellence, and never forget that no matter where your path takes you, you will forever remain a member of the Chadron community. Thank you, and I wish you the very best in your future endeavors.
Thank you, Dr. Turman. We will now have a moment of reflection to be delivered by Mr. Taylor Osmotherly. Mr. Osmotherly will graduate today with a Master of Science in Organizational Management.
After I was done writing my initial speech for graduation, sometime a couple of months ago, I started to get a little anxious over it. I started thinking, what if I mess up in front of everyone? I don't know if I really want to give this address in front of a room full of people. So I prayed, God, please don't make me give a speech in a room full of a lot of people. So now, here I am. Whoops. By my estimation, I have now sat through around 30 graduations. I suppose there are approximately 3 speeches per graduation, meaning that I've sat through approximately 90 graduation speeches. Notice I said sat through instead of saying listened to. So if you want to know that statistic, I'd say I've probably listened to about 15 graduation speeches. And of those 15 speeches that I've listened to, I can remember 0 of them. That's pretty sad, considering I delivered 2 of those speeches. So the good news for me is that I feel no pressure on this speech, especially considering I can have the videographer take a new shot if I mess up. The good news for you is that you can mute me on your computer whenever you want to. You might as well stick around though, because my speech is about half over. You'd think that someone who has heard so many speeches, is graduating with a master's degree from a fine institution, and has already delivered a couple of graduation speeches would have at least some wisdom to offer in this moment. You'd be completely wrong. The main thing that I've learned throughout my time on this earth is that I really don't know too much at all. And I'm okay with that. You see, sometimes I catch myself thinking the opposite is true. Sometimes I think that I know it all. And sometimes I think that my opinion is the most important opinion in the room. But when I fall into this trap of thinking that there is nothing new to learn from someone else, I miss out on the most amazing opportunities to learn, to connect, and to grow. As humans, we have this annoying tendency to make assumptions based on the surface level information that we know about somebody. Their age, where they're from, their past experiences. These assumptions make us vulnerable to miss out on invaluable opportunities that go beyond the surface level information. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to miss out on these opportunities anymore. By golly, I am not too wise of a person to learn something new from a 4-year-old. I'm not too important of a person to learn something new from a homeless person. And I'm not too educated of a person to learn something new from a high school dropout. So, fellow graduates, this is my message. We may have had the privilege of having formal education for 18 or more years of our life, but there is so much more to learn. Thank you.
Thank you, Taylor. We are gathered here today to honor the graduates of the class of 2020. However, it is also important that we honor those people who have supported and encouraged you through the years. I would like to take a few minutes to recognize those people who made it possible for you to be here today. In many cases, the students who are graduating today are the latest generation from families of multiple generations of CSC graduates. For some of you, you have the distinction and honor of being the first generation in your family to graduate from college. I would like to recognize all the parents, grandparents, spouses, significant others, children, grandchildren, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, nephews, and friends of the graduates who made it possible for you to be here today. The other very special people who have made it possible for the graduates to be here today are the faculty and staff of Chadron State College. Thank you to all the faculty and staff who have dedicated their talents and time to make it possible what we celebrate here today. Thank you. Now, I would like to recognize the distinguished individuals joining me from the Nebraska State College system and Chadron State College as officials of our commencement exercise. Mr. Gary Bieganski, Chair of the Board of Trustees of the Nebraska State Colleges. Dr. Paul Turman, Chancellor of the Nebraska State College system. Dr. Jim Powell, the Vice President for Academic Affairs. Dr. Kurt Kinbacher, Associate Professor of History and today's commencement speaker. Lieutenant Colonel Retired John Hansen, Vice President for Enrollment Management, Marketing, and Student Services. I would now like to invite you to join me in a moment of silence for Dr. Susan Schaefer, Professor of Counseling, who passed away unexpectedly this spring. It is now my pleasure to invite Mr. Gary Bieganski to bring official greetings from the Board of Trustees of the Nebraska State Colleges.
Good morning. On behalf of the Nebraska State College System Board of Trustees, it is my privilege to welcome you to the 2020 Chadron State College Commencement Ceremony. I want to congratulate the students for receiving their degree from Chadron State. The fact that circumstances prevent us from celebrating face-to-face does not diminish the significance of the day. All of your hard work, determination, and effort has brought you to this point, one of the greatest milestones in your academic career. I also want to thank you and congratulate all who have helped and have supported these students through their graduate work. Today, you share in their accomplishments, Grammy Award-winning country singer and entrepreneur Jimmy Dean once said, "I cannot change the direction of the wind, but I can adjust my sails to always reach my destination." The wind has pushed all of us in an unexpected direction this spring. However, each of you rose to the challenge, adjusted your sails, and successfully earned your degree as planned. You are to be commended for your ability to persevere over adversity. Your strength and resolve will serve you well in the future. Receiving your degree does not signal an end, but rather a beginning of a long journey. A journey filled with success and at times challenges. Your work at Chadron State College has prepared you to meet these challenges head on with confidence, energy, strength, and to have a great experience in the future. We know you will make Chadron State College proud by being hardworking, innovative, and committed. Be ethical in all you do, and be willing to make a difference. Congratulations to the class of 2020. As a member of the Board of Trustees of the Nebraska State College System, President Rhine, I invest you with the power and authority to grant degrees to these great graduates of Chadron State College. Thank you. The Nebraska State College System Teaching Excellence Award was established over 30 years ago. It represents the core of our work and mission, which is to provide our students with high quality, accessible educational opportunities. It is an honor to recognize one State College faculty member each year for his or her dedication and commitment to teaching and serving our students. The award is given in superior, innovative instructional practices, high educational standards, the creation of productive learning environments, and the ability to inspire and motivate students. Each college selects and recognizes a faculty member as its Teaching Excellence Award recipient. Each college's recipients' nomination material are then submitted to the members of the Academic and Personnel Committee, who evaluate the nominations, consider the input of 2 outside judges, and then recommend one candidate to the full board. The Board of Trustees then selects a single recipient for the system-wide Teaching Excellence Award. It is a privilege to recognize and honor faculty for their outstanding efforts and commitment to our students. And one of my favorite responsibilities as a board member and former chairman of the Academic and Personnel Committee. This year, I am pleased to announce that Dr. Beth Wentworth as the system-wide Teaching Excellence Award winner. When President Rhine and I were discussing Dr. Wentworth's well-deserved nomination for the award, he said she is an outstanding educator, dedicated to continuous improvement in her academic discipline. She exemplifies all of the attributes recognized by the Teaching Excellence Award through her efforts to provide students with relevant, meaningful, student-centered, high-impact learning experiences. In his nominating letter, Dr. Robert Stack, Chairman of the Department of Mathematics and Natural Sciences, states that Dr. Wentworth provides the highest student-centered instruction, motivating students to perform up to their potential. She continues to grow professionally, actively participating in services to the mathematics and education programs of the campus. Former student Antonia Cars said that the impact Dr. Wentworth has on her education, career, and life was tremendous. She not only served as an outstanding mathematics professor, but also a fantastic role model and mentor. She shaped her into the educator she is today by sharing her burning passion and dedication for mathematics education. Dr. Wentworth, you have had an incredible impact, not only on students, the program, but also your colleagues and the entire Chadron State College community as well. Each nomination letter talked about your passion and dedication for your students, and I enjoyed reading every one of those stories. We are grateful for your service and dedication to helping students be the best they can be, even when they don't see it in themselves. That's what education is all about.
Again, thank you for this honor. I am proud to be a part of Chadron State College. This award would not have been possible without the opportunities that I have received professionally and personally here in Chadron.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees of the Nebraska State College System and Chadron State College, it is my honor and privilege to present you with the 2020 Teaching Excellence Award and these checks from them. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Bieganski. This is a great honor. I would like to give these to you and have you give them to the Chadron State College Foundation and have it placed towards the renovation of the Math and Science Building.
Thank you. That's an excellent program to donate these to.
Thank you, Mr. Bieganski, and congratulations, Dr. Wentworth. You are most deserving of this prestigious award. It is fitting that our speaker for the college's first ever virtual commencement has a background in history. Dr. Kurt Kinbacher, who joined the Chadron State College faculty in August 2013 and teaches history and anthropology courses, is our commencement speaker. Dr. Kinbacher, a native of Lincoln, Nebraska, was attracted to CSC because of an innovative and modern curriculum adopted by the history professors and the annual Maury Sandoz conference hosted on campus. He is also a published author of numerous historical articles and a book about immigrant communities in Nebraska. He is presented at the Maury Sandoz Heritage Society's Fall Symposium, and he chairs the committee that secures the keynote speaker for the annual Pilster Great Plains Lecture Series and Fall Symposium at the Sandoz Society annual meeting. He has presented numerous times on campus, served on committees, including Faculty Senate, and as a faculty advisor for Student Senate, a faculty academic advisor in the START office, and a judge for the Western District History Day. It is now my pleasure to invite Dr. Kurt Kinbacher to address our graduates.
All right, welcome class of 2020. My name's Kurt Kinbacher. I'm a historian here at Chadron State College, and today is a day to honor you. Historically, you'd be sitting together shoulder to shoulder waiting to get one of these. You know, the thing that you came to school to get in the first place, and you are minutes away from accepting your degree. And I want to tell you that this is really a pretty big deal. What would go on with your graduation down in Memorial Hall is you would be hooded by your advisor as a symbol of your accomplishment. And these academic hoods used to have function back in the Middle Ages. Today they just kind of hang off our shoulders, but people actually used to wear these things around. But they're a mark of what you've accomplished. And while this is going on, I really encourage you to think about all of that. For you undergraduates, you'd be sitting shoulder to shoulder over in Chacoin Hall. Both of you would have these huge crowds waiting to take your picture, shout at you as you walk across the stage and receive your diploma, and maybe hug the president of the college on the way out the door, get your picture taken, and then you're gonna get back and you're gonna turn the diploma, you're gonna open up, then you're gonna make sure that your name's spelled right, which is a very excellent thing for you to do because that can be repaired. But what you're probably not gonna do, and I'm gonna ask you to consider when all this is going down, is the words that happen underneath it that tell you that you are entitled to all the rights, privileges, and honors that go with the degree. It's a pretty big deal. Although today, you probably don't feel all that much different than you did yesterday, or you will tomorrow, at least intellectually, but you've been becoming this graduate entitled to all these things for all the time that you've been here. So let that sink in, but don't think it's going to sink in fast. Give it about a decade. But what you've accomplished here, once again, is a pretty big deal. I just want to congratulate you. Graduate students, here is your graduate hood with the beautiful colors of Chadron State College, the cardinal and the white to remind you of where you got this very important start in your life. Now this is a generic hood. If there's also a rand of color often on hoods, and at one time these actually were worn, but now they're over your head back in the Middle Ages. But now at the moment they're simply decorative to remind you of your accomplishments. So those of you in education, you would have a light blue. Those of you in business would have a light brown. And had there been a ceremony, your advisor and you would be standing shoulder to shoulder, and they would hood you and take a moment. This is really an important event in your life. You've really earned this distinction. And if you're playing along at home, I'm about 6'1", so if you're tall, please bend your knees just a little bit. Okay. So congratulations, Mari. You made it. For undergraduates, this tassel thing doesn't really have much of a medieval history. There's some debate where it comes from, but this is still a mark of completion. And what Dr. Rhine would ask you to do, were we all together in Chacoin Arena, was to take this tassel and move it from the right side of your very non-functional mortarboard hat over to the left side. So when you're doing that, if you're playing along at home, give yourself some pause, give yourself some reflection. This is something you've earned. This is something that no one can take away from you because you've now completed your degree and you're entitled to all these wonderful things. So off it goes. Congratulations, graduates. Class of 2020, go out there and do great things. Come back and let us know how life is going for you. Now, before you actually get to walk across the stage and get your diploma as your commencement speaker, and had this been a normal time, it would have been someone probably much more famous than me up here, a famous alumni, a governor, a judge, and yet here we are. So I know you want your diplomas, but first things first, you get to hear some unsolicited advice from your commencement speaker, and I have 5 things I would like to advise you on today. Because I'm a historian, I'm going to cite my sources. Number 1, I advise you never to get involved in a land war in Asia. And this advice is coming from Vizzini, the Sicilian pirate on Princess Bride. He gave this piece of advice and then died in a battle of wits, but that's not really the point. It is good advice. Really, the closest thing to success was in the 13th and 14th centuries when the Mongols built an empire that ran from Korea to Kiev, but even then the success was limited. Genghis Khan himself died in battle. His grandsons and sons expanded the empire, but the empire didn't even last as long as Nebraska has been a state. Now, there are some upsides to all of this conquest. Maybe, and just maybe, it might be myth, Marco Polo brought spaghetti to Italy. There's also a downside. The connection of this giant landmass led to bubonic plague that swept over the entire Eurasian continent. Now, we'll come back to the plague in a moment. Unsolicited piece of advice number 2, and this is coming from me. Every once in a while, watch Princess Bride. It'll make you feel better. I know we're all a little bit stressed and you need to find some outlets. And plus, it's Andre the Giant's greatest role. I advise you, number 3, in the words of Carol Levin, be generous. Dr. Levin was a senior professor when I was finishing my doctorate, and I was taking this class called Preparing to be Future Faculty, and really it served me well. And it doesn't mean as an educator, and many of you are educators, that just give out A's. That's not really doing anyone any favors, but just think of the situation we're in. Sometimes people just need a leg up, and being generous costs very little, and the rewards can be really great. And it's beyond education. I mean, many of you are stepping out into the management world with your MBAs and your other degrees that get you in those positions. You, maybe someone who is chemically dependent today, 3 months from now will be your best employee ever. So it's good advice. I thank Dr. Levin for it, and I hope you're able to take that to heart in whatever that manifests in your particular line of work. Number 4. I advise you, in the words of John F. Kennedy, ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. Now, this seems kind of grandiose, but you can scale this according to wherever you are in your life right now. It could be, what can you do for your family, for your ranch, for your business, for your community, for your planet? Because we're under a time of really unusual stress. I don't think any of us have experienced anything quite like this, although we certainly have recovered from stressors in the past. But this COVID-19 is fundamentally unfair. Now, there's going to be a silver lining to this, but I don't want to mitigate what people are going through right now. Americans are dying, while people around the world are dying. People are losing their jobs. And this isn't fair, but there's a lot of not fairness that's going on. Back in the 13th and 14th century, when the plague swept across China in 1320 to India in the 1330s to Arabia in the 1340s and then on to Europe, that wasn't fair either. A third to a half of the population died. They found scapegoats. They blamed Jews, which wasn't fair. But they didn't understand how disease vectors works, and clearly they didn't understand Judaism either, but that's also not the point. There's scapegoating going on at the moment. In places in America, nurses are being blamed for bringing the virus into the communities, and that's not fair either. And we should understand how viruses work. But there will be silver linings. You think back to the plague years that swept through Eurasia, shortly after the plague. Now, people's lives were devastated. I don't want to make light of that, but shortly thereafter, the Ming Dynasty, one of the greatest, emerged. In India, the Mughals built the Taj Mahal. The Ottoman Empire was founded in the Middle East and created peace and prosperity for 600 years. And from the Enlightenment, the United States. And I quoted John Kennedy. He was president at a very difficult time in American history, too. And I'm not suggesting that Americans need to unite politically, because we know that's not going to happen. And that's really never been the point of America, but when there is unity needed, America rises. Kennedy is not the only president who faced the Cold War that promised that we'd incinerate ourselves, competing with the Soviet Union. Truman did it, Eisenhower did it, John Kennedy did it, Johnson did it, Nixon, and then Ford, and then Carter and Reagan, and finally George Herbert Walker Bush. But we were all able to unite to, I guess, win. And what I'm hoping, and I'm hoping in another great American, Langston Hughes, who was a poet, he wrote, "Let America be America again. Let it be the dream that it used to be." My hope is that we're able to, once this blows through, we have work to do. We need to rebuild a lot of things. We need to get back on our feet. We need to move forward in unity and get to where we need to be. America and Americans lead. We lead the world. Americans believe in truth. We believe in science. We believe in stable institutions. We're coming through a hard time. We'll get to the end of it. With unity, we can make it better. It's a big hope. It's a big piece of advice. I think we can do it. We've done it in the past. We can roll up our sleeves. We can recover from this. And finally, piece of advice number 5 comes from Warren Zevon. He was a quirky American singer-songwriter. If you've ever heard the song Werewolves of London, that's him, the song of bad dogs all over the United States. He publicly fought a battle against cancer, and his piece of advice was, enjoy every sandwich. So I'll leave you with that. This is a big deal. Congratulations again. Come back to campus when we can all gather together and we can go through this all together in a more formal situation.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the faculty, the students, and the administration, thank you, Dr. Kinbacher, for this wonderful address. And now I would like to introduce Lieutenant Colonel retired John Hansen and Vice President for Enrollment Management, Marketing, and Student Services, who will introduce the cadets from this year's class who will be commissioning as officers in the U.S. Army.
As a retired Army Lieutenant Colonel and Professor of Military Science, it is my honor to congratulate each of our new Second Lieutenants as they receive their commissions. Second Lieutenant Cassidy Horton. Cassidy will serve on active duty as an ordnance officer. Second Lieutenant Samuel Clammer. Sam graduates as a distinguished military graduate and will serve on active duty as a military intelligence officer. Second Lieutenant Mason Marsh. Mason will serve in the Colorado Army National Guard as a transportation officer. Second Lieutenant Demetrius McFadden. Demetrius will serve in the Army Reserve as a quartermaster officer. Second Lieutenant Gregory McCallum. Gregory will serve on active duty as a transportation officer. Second Lieutenant Mitchell Parrish. Mitchell will serve on active duty as an infantry officer. Second Lieutenant Shea Weber. Shea will serve in the South Dakota Army National Guard as a quartermaster officer. These 7 graduates are special. They have answered our country's call to serve and to lead the sons and daughters of the American people. There is no greater honor or responsibility. Serving as an Army officer is a special trust between you and us, the American people. We wish you great success. May God grant you the wisdom and compassion to lead and the courage in battle to win.
March along, sing a song with the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might. And the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won. And the army goes rolling along. And it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off and Kate is loud and strong. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Hansen, and congratulations to our new lieutenants and their families. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Jim Powell, who will present our graduates.
During today's commencement, we should recognize those students who are graduating with academic honors. Please note that those students graduating cum laude have attained a cumulative grade point average of 3.6 to 3.74. Those graduating magna cum laude have a grade point average of 3.75 to 3.89. And those graduating summa cum laude have a grade point average of 3.9 to 4.0. The history of academic dress goes back to the early days of the oldest universities. In England, in the second half of the 14th century, statutes of certain colleges prohibited excess in apparel and prescribed the wearing of a long gown. Originally, gowns may have been worn for warmth in the unheated buildings frequented by medieval scholars. The gown is usually of black material. Bachelor's gowns have a long pointed sleeve. Master's gowns have full-length square sleeves, crescent-shaped at the bottom, and the doctor's gowns have full, round, open sleeves. The doctor's gown is closed and faced with panels of velvet down the front. 3 velvet bars decorate each sleeve. The cap, generally the square mortarboard, but sometimes for doctors, a round, soft, flat velvet hat, a style borrowed from foreign universities, bears a tassel which may be black for all ranks and degrees, or may be of gold thread for doctors, and the color of the degree for bachelors and masters. Only the doctor's cap may be of velvet. The hood is the principal indicator of the nature and source of the degree. Bachelor's hoods are 3 feet long, with a 2-inch wide velvet side panel, master's 3.5 feet with 3-inch panels, and doctor's 4 feet with 5-inch panels. The silk lining bears the colors of the institution that conferred the degree, and the color of the velvet panels indicates the field of study, with education being light blue, business drab nugget, and hyper a sage green. And now, President Rhine, I present to you the candidates for the Master of Arts in Education, the Master of Business Administration, the Master of Education, and the Master of Science in Organizational Management, and the candidates for the Bachelor of Applied Science degree, the Bachelor of Arts degree, the Bachelor of Science degree, and the Bachelor of Science in Education degree. Upon the recommendation of the faculty, the chairs of the departments, and the deans of the schools, I recommend to you these candidates for conferring upon them their respective academic degree.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as president of Chadron State College by the Board of Trustees of the Nebraska State Colleges, and upon the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon you the degrees of Master of Arts in Education, Master of Business Administration, Master of Education, Master of Science in Organizational Management, Bachelor of Applied Science, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Science in Education, with all the rights, privileges, benefits, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Though we're all in distant locations today watching this, please join me in a round of applause for the class of 2020. Before we conclude today's commencement exercises, I would like to recognize and thank a few individuals who have contributed to this event. Taylor Osmotherly for providing the opening moment of reflection, and the student providing the closing moment of reflection is Kelsey Brummels. Mr. Alex Helmbrecht, Director of College Relations and the College Relations staff, and Ms. Melissa Mitchell, Registrar and the Records Office staff. One last item before we adjourn. I want to invite everyone watching today to download this ceremony and to enjoy it into the future. I also want to say well done to our students, faculty, and staff who worked so hard to ensure that this day would be possible. We look forward to the day when we will be able to join together as one family to celebrate this occasion face to face. And now, Ms. Kelsey Brummels will give the closing moment of reflection. Kelsey graduated today with a Master of Science in Organization Management.
Greetings, class of 2020. Congratulations on reaching this phenomenal milestone. We have all worked incredibly hard and balanced the many joys and challenges of life throughout our Eagle journeys. And although today may not look the way we had planned it to, I hope we are all taking the time to celebrate our accomplishments. It's definitely bittersweet to see this chapter of life come to a close, but I'm extremely grateful for my time at Chadron State College. Thank you to every single CSC employee who prioritizes the students and their success. Your efforts deeply impact so many, and I personally know they will follow me throughout all stages of life. So thank you, CSC, and thank you, Chadron. I am very proud to be a Chadron State Eagle. I look forward to seeing you all at our official commencement ceremony. But until then, remember to be kind to yourself and to others. Be well and stay safe, Eagle Nation.
Thank you, Kelsey. Will everyone around the region and the world join in a round of applause in recognition of our new graduates? We are now adjourned. Be well, and we will see you soon.
I'm Alumni Director Karen Pope from the Chadron State Foundation and Alumni Offices. On behalf of our staff and nearly 19,000 Chadron State alumni, I want to congratulate you and welcome you as the newest members of our alumni family. You're joining the ranks of decades of successful alumni, and we can't wait to see what your future holds. Our office serves as your lifelong connection to Chadron State, and I hope you reach out anytime we can be of assistance. I realize Commencement Day is not like any of us expected it would be, but I hope you take time to celebrate because this is truly a great accomplishment. Stay in touch with us because we know your story is just beginning. Good luck.
Hello, graduating seniors. Dr. King here, and I just wanted to reach out and congratulate you on your Chadron State graduation. It's been a long haul for many of you, I know, and even though we are in kind of precarious times, unprecedented times, I want you to know how proud I am of you for the way that you've conducted yourselves as professionals during your student teaching, but also in the way in which you've handled this whole pandemic experience. It is unique and different every single day for every one of us, both personally and professionally. Personally and professionally, obviously, the graduation cancellation is affecting you. And for this, I am very, very sorry. It's always a pleasure to be able to share in that congratulatory experience with you. So with that, I just wanted to say congratulations, keep gunning strong. We'll get through this. And if there's any way that we can be of any assistance to you or help in the future, please, please always reach out to us. You're always an Eagle. Take care.
Well, graduates, I'm sorry that you can't be here on campus, crammed into a stuffy auditorium in order to experience your graduation as it should be, but maybe these lyrics from the Bob Dylan song, Day of the Locust, will kind of put you there in spirit. Oh, the benches were stained with tears and perspiration. The birdies were flying from tree to tree. There was little to say, there was no conversation as I stepped to the stage to pick up my degree. And the locusts sang off in the distance. Yeah, the locusts sang such a sweet melody. Oh, the locusts sang off in the distance. Yeah, the locusts sang, and they were singing for me. I put down my robe, picked up my diploma, took a hold of my sweetheart, and away we did drive, straight for the hills, the black hills of Dakota. We sure were glad to get out of there alive. And the locusts sang, well, it gave me a chill. Yeah, the locusts sang such a sweet melody, and the locusts sang with a high whining trill. Yeah, the locusts sang, and they was singing for me. Singing for me. Well, singing for me. And singing for you. Congratulations,
Dr. Wendy Waugh, Graduate Dean. On behalf of the graduate faculty at Chadron State College, I'm delighted to congratulate you on the successful completion of your degree. Your perseverance and dedication have paid off. Well done. Our best wishes are with you. We hope to hear many stories of success in the future, so please stay in touch. Congratulations, graduates.
I'm Dr. Kimberly Cox, and I've had the pleasure of teaching so many of you in literature and writing classes over the years. I just wanted to say, congratulations, class of 2020, you did it. These are unprecedented times, so you should be so incredibly proud of all that you've accomplished. And just remember, we are still here for you as you transition into the next phase of your life. So congratulations, good luck, and we hope to hear from you again.
Hello, I am Dr. Brierly, a professor in the education program. Congratulations, students, as you culminate your years at CSC in this virtual ceremony. As a professor, I have witnessed many transformations with the students that I have taught. Also, I have learned so much from all of you. As you leave CSC, live, lead, and serve in your communities, and go out and be amazing. We are so proud of you. Congratulations, CSC Spring 2020 graduates. Take care.
Good morning. This is James Kern, Business Academy Chair. I wish to congratulate all our undergraduate and graduate students today. You've shown your grit by overcoming the obstacles of this final semester and all the other challenges that you've met over the course of your academic career. We're proud of you, and great things are expected of you. Again, congratulations.
I would like to congratulate all of you on your graduation from Chadron State College. It's important to recognize this important moment in your life, even during this difficult time. Make sure to use your education to critically think about and engage in the world around you. And again, congratulations.
Congratulations to the Chadron State College class of 2020. It's been an honor working with you in art, design, and art education. We wish you all the best. Woo!
On behalf of the Department of Mathematical and Natural Sciences, we want to wish you all the best as you go out into the world. Work hard and make us proud. Recognizing each of the disciplines: biology, chemistry, geoscience, mathematics, physics, health professions, support staff. Well done, class of 2020. Do well, congratulations, keep in touch, we miss you.
Congratulations, graduates.
Greetings, graduates. My name is Alex Helmbrecht, and I'm the Director of College Relations at Chadron State College, or as many of you likely know me as, the guy who sends out snow day emails and text messages. Now, I know this commencement isn't ideal, but in true Chadron State fashion, we are taking an unfortunate situation and turning it into something memorable. Some of you may be acquainted with the CSC fight song, but if you're not, there's a few words that are applicable in our current situation. Eagles fight, for the best we will always be. We will stand and shout, give a fight for Chadron State. This college helped you become the best version of yourself, but that process isn't over. Keep on standing and keep on shouting, and certainly keep on cheering for Chadron State. Once again, congratulations.
I'm Daniel Binkard, in charge of CSC Live, which broadcasts athletic events and commencements here at the college. I want to thank our past student workers who are graduating today. Without your help, CSC Live broadcasts wouldn't provide the quality experience we want to deliver to our viewers. I hope you'll be able to check back from time to time and watch our future broadcasts so you can see how we continue to build on the foundation that you and other students have helped to make possible. Congratulations, graduates. I wish you all the very best.
Congratulations, graduates of Chadron State College. It has been an honor to be part of your academic exploration. Remember that when we teach you, we also learn. I thank you for the knowledge you've given me. It will impact the future. Yesterday is history, and tomorrow is yours to shape. If something you tried doesn't work, learn from it and move forward. Strain towards what is ahead. Press on towards the goal of making your future your own. Again, congratulations.
I'm Lucinda. I work with the Chadron State College grounds crew, and I want to say congratulations to all of our graduates. We are so proud. We're going to miss having you on campus. The whole crew loves to see all the students coming and going. They work hard to make sure you have a beautiful campus to do your studies in. And now you've made it. You're all the way done. We can only say congratulations, good luck, and thanks for coming to Chadron State.